Now, welcome back to In Black America Radio with your host, Rasta B. Today is Friday, February 10th, 2017. Today's topic of discussion will be D.L. Hughley. The title is called D.L. Hughley, the True Coon. Trump immigration ban, part Deux, and the media mind game. So that's what we're going to deal with right now. The guest calling number, 646-716-40. As always, let me go ahead and bring in my co-host. Smoke, are you there?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I had a little technical difficulties earlier. Man, what the hell is going on?
Got to run that Davies back.
Got to run that Davies, you know what I'm saying? Find out who got evicted. So, you know. But it makes sense in the re-listen. You know what I mean? But like always, you know, how was your week?
Man, it was a busy week, man. You know what I'm saying? My pop's in the hospital. I think I said that on the last show or whatever. So, you know, just going through that the whole week. Like, you know, he had to have surgery on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday, yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But it was originally supposed to be Tuesday, so we was there all day, you know what I'm saying? Took the day off from work. You know, outside of that, my brother was up here, so, you know, my mom's having to go back and forth to the crib or, you know, just needing different shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I was just running around, a tiresome week, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, overall, you know, no complaints, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, everything went well with Pops, so, you know, he'll be out in a few days, you know, maybe early next week sometime. So, shit, I ain't really complaining. I can always get some sleep the next couple of days or whatever, but I did need to get something done in my hair, and, you know what I'm saying? That got sidetracked, so I'm kind of annoyed about that. Because I want to put a fitted hat on, man. You know what I'm saying? I got this big-ass fro. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, I can't even put no hat on. But I don't want to cut it off, so, you know what I'm saying? I was looking forward to trying to do that. But, you know, other than that, you know, it's Friday. It's that time of the day.
Yeah.
It's the time of the night, you know?
I ain't have to so long. I might gotta buy. I know I gotta buy my sons it so they can have something on their head to rock. You know what I mean? But you know,
right.
And then it's like I need to buy me a Rasta hat. Really, you know what I'm saying? Have a nice crown on my head. But me, I just feel, I feel like I shouldn't have to if my mother know how to make hats. You know what I'm saying? But this lady, boy, can't get her to do it. Huh?
You're like, yo,
like
I don't want to spend that bread.
Because, you know, it's like, for me to sit there now, I got to buy my crown for somebody else, which is cool because it's buy black, support black regardless. So I'm looking at my mother like, yo, why am I buying a hat if you know how to make a hat? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because of that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But other than that, man, I just been paying attention to what's going on out here in the world, you know what I'm saying? I was just upstairs building my son's dresser. I just bought them a dresser and stuff, so doing that. So for their room, trying to kick them out of the master bedroom, you know what I'm saying? So getting their room
move out.
You know? Yeah, man, I finally got that damn leak fixed, so I paid to get that shit repaired. Hell yeah, so that stopped the bleeding with the water. Then I called the water people so they can readjust the bill and that shit. Yeah, so I got, you know, all of that shit taken care of and all that.
Yeah,
that's good. But I know there's a project I will be working on, right? I'm not going to name the book, but I will. I'm going to read something just to give people a little idea of what it is I'm about to start to read. I mean that I'm reading up on. They got one called "To Begin the World Anew." That's part 1, chapter 1. Taking Out the Trash, Waste People in the New World. Chapter 2, John Locke, Lumberland, The Settlements of Carolina and Georgia. Chapter 3, Benjamin Franklin's American Bread, The Demographics of Mediocrity. Chapter 4, Thomas Jefferson's Rubbish, A Curious Topography of Class. Chapter 5, Andrew Jackson's Cracker Country, The Squatter as Common Man. Part 2, Degeneration of the American Breed. Chapter 6, Pedigree and Poor White Trash, Bad Blood, Half-Breeds, and Clay Eaters. Have you ever heard of a clay eater? Cosmo?
Nah.
Never heard of a clay
eater?
That'd be interesting. Clay.
A clay.
Chapter 7, Cowards, Poltroons, and Mudseals, Civil War as Class Warfare. Chapter 8, Thoroughbreds and Scallywags, Bloodlines and Bastard Stocks in the Age of Eugenics. Chapter 9, Forgotten Men and Poor Folk, Downward Mobility in the Great Depression. Chapter 10, The Cult of the Country Boy, Elvis Presley, Andy Griffin, and LBJ's Great Society. Part 3, The White Trash Makeover. Chapter 11, Redneck Roots, Deliverance, Billy Bear, and Tammy Faye. Chapter 12, Alton Rednecks, Slumming, Slick Willie, and Sarah Palin. And the Epilogue, what's the Epilogue? Epilogue.
Epilogue.
Epilogue, right? Yeah, so I'm going to be reading up on this shit right here. And I guess I could read the title. The title is called White Trash, 400 Years of Untold History of Class in America. So we're going to be talking about these crackers, man. And,
What's up, gang?
I don't know how to do it. I told you, I don't know how to do the fufu-la. You know what I'm saying? I wish I knew how to do that. I don't know how to do it. But we're going to talk about these crackers. Yeah, we're going to talk about these crackers, and we're going to talk about how they treat themselves. You know what I'm saying? But you know, in the back of it, they always got different people who read it and make comments. And guess who I see behind here? If it ain't for Mr. Fuck it, Michael Eric Dyson. So he goes, a magistral study of the unjustly neglected poor white who have helped to compose the American identity in crucial fashion, written with the grace of a superb novel and the forensic fervor of our finest historians. White Trash pokes and prods in the nooks and crannies of the American psyche and travels the back road and backwaters of our national self-image in search of how class has been made and reshaped over the decades. This is a breathtaking social history and dazzling cultural analysis at its best. Michael Eric Dyson, the nigga that went to cry a sermon to white America. Now we know why. That's why I keep watch out for these niggas. If somebody 50-year-old is talking, watch out for them talking. Because them niggas is embedded with self-hate. Them niggas have so much self-hate that they think it's just being critical of their race. That's how much self-hate they have, that they think the hate that they display is just them being critical. No, nigga. He got an issue with black people.
Remember his solution?
Yeah, I never liked that.
His solution was that on the Breakfast Club when was he was asked what do we do in times in the times under Trump, and he said we do what we always do when we're not in power, and that's bow our heads and pray, or something to that effect. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't have a solution to the rhetoric that he was talking about, and then you just see shit like that. I ain't never liked my.
No, but you know what?
The hip hop.
Yeah,
fuck
it. Back in the day when a nigga was like on this shit in the 90s, I'm a teenager. You know what I'm saying? So I used to be like, I never liked that whole hippity boopity boppity boppity bop, all that shit he wanted to do. I'm like, nigga, you pandering? Yeah, I always feel like you pandering to us. You know what I'm saying? And when you peep that shit, because we had to peep that shit when white people did it.
Yeah, it ain't
so
authentic.
It's like, yeah, it's not authentic. You know what I'm saying? You're a grown man. I'm not like my little cousin, our little cousin. I'm not going to go to Terrell or Justin or nothing like that or Tashawn and be like, hey, it's lit here, right? And all that. Like, I don't give a fuck about
yeah, I got it litty, my boy.
Yeah. Look, I'm coming in with the tight ass pants and the big ass purse on.
The long johns and shit. And then you ain't doing it right. And then you ain't even doing it right.
I'm not doing that. Nigga, I don't want to talk like you. I don't want to fucking dress like you. I don't even want to fucking think like you. Straight up.
Nah.
And that's what I never understood about Eric Dyson. You can't, because I feel like he's a wise man playing a fool. You see what I'm saying? And if you're a wise man and you playing the fool or dumbing yourself down for the common folks to understand and shit like that, then you running game. That's how I look at that. That's the other side of the coin of called running game. And if you feel like you can't talk to me and speak to me, you know what I'm saying, as a fucking man, because I didn't grow up with no father. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of my generation didn't grow up with fathers. So why would you be talking to me like my homeboy with all of this fucking marketing shit you doing when everybody's talking to me like this? The teachers, white people, my boss. Like remember during them times you might hear a fucking white, like, they'll say a slang word or they might want to do something to be hip, and you're looking at them like, yo, cut it out. Yo, you don't got to do all of that. So what's the new handshake? And you're like, just shake my hand. You know what I'm saying? Shake my fucking hand. You're not cool. You're not part of this. So why are you trying to force yourself here? That's how I always looked at Michael Eric Dyson. You know what I'm saying? The same way, like, if I'm supposed to learn from you, let me learn from you, right? The reason why I'm saying this again, because of that same Breakfast Club interview, he did the same shit. Just like Biggie said, something says the X-Ring, and he's misquoting the goddamn verse. He's misquoting the fucking verse. But yeah, you want to quote it because you knew that's how. Yeah, he knew he was able to tap into our generation like that. But see, this generation here is drug induced. You dig?
Yeah,
he can't get to that level. Yeah, they Molly popped in Percocet and all kind of little widow pills.
You need to go pop one.
Shit.
Go pop one. You want to get on that level. Go pop a Molly and go talk to the kids. Fuck out of here.
Like I said, if the next generation is falling, you always have to look at the generation ahead. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. And that's including us, because we're responsible for the next. It ain't supposed to be, because a lot of these niggas you see rapping, these 30. You know what? Let me not go into my parents. That's why I don't like my because of that. And I don't like none of them people that like to pander and play these little weird games with black people to beat, whatever. Again, it may not make sense to you right now, but just keep that shit in mind when these same people that y'all think is intelligent, leaders, or whatever other terms you want, and when you see nothing materialize from these people, then you're going to understand what I'm speaking on. And I'm talking from Farrakhan all the way down to whoever you want to add. And I'm going to bring up Farrakhan in a minute because these are the people I grew up under. The Farrakhans, Sharptons, and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's why I got that bone to pick. But before we get too deep, let's get into the DL Hughley shit. Another 50-year-old smart nigga. No. Before you get into that, this is what I wanted to say. What did Michael Eric Dyson say that we should do?
Bow our heads and pray. Go to church.
Now, this is what I want the people to do. If this is not already on the YouTube, then go to Google and type in pyramid of capitalist system or capitalism pyramid poster or pyramid of capitalism, something of that nature, and you'll see this poster. On the poster board, there's a chart. On the very bottom, it said, we work for you, we feed all. It says, we work for all, we feed all. That's the people on the very bottom of the poll. The label on, that's the working class people. This is the poor people, right? These are the workers. That's who this is. Then on top, it says, we eat for you. That's your politician. That's your entertainers. That's who they are. On top of them is the military and the police. They say, we shoot at you. We shoot at you. Okay? On top of the police and the military is the religious section. Next to that, it says, we fool you. We fool on top of the religion. Just to show you the religion is not above them. They're above this bullshit-ass religion, God shit that y'all all believe in. That's the ruling class. And they say, we rule you. And on top of them is a bag of money, you know what I'm saying, which is this fiat money that we all run and govern. But Michael Eric Dyson said, what, Smoke, that we should do?
Bow our heads and pray. Go to church.
And he's a preacher. He's a minister.
Yeah,
he
said that in that same interview. So, the listener, go back, guys, go back and listen to that interview at Breakfast Club. Like, it was last month sometime, so it was a recent interview. And, he speaks, you clearly see him, speak on that in there.
He's saying that he's a pastor, minister, a part of this religious sect. Then that means he's on a tear of, we fool you. That's why he was able to come into the community with all that hit-city, hop, boop, boop, bop, bop. I like quoting all the rappers. I like quoting every rapper and all kind of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You highly educated, you write fucking books and shit, but you're not going to show me an example of masculinity or manhood. You're going to dumb yourself down to the boop bop shit that we doing? Because you're fooling me. That's why you're doing that. Because what do we know now about all of that industry? It's gay. It's gay as fuck. You know what I'm saying? We was being influenced by fucking homosexuals. We was being influenced by a bunch of fucking perverts. And we was being influenced by a fucking plot to criminalize our fucking music, to manipulate this shit in our fucking heads for criminality to be cool and fashionable. So now you got a generation of fucking kids who's not hustlers, who's not go-getters, who's not people who's innovative enough to figure out ways to generate bread in a capitalistic society. No. We now have criminals that's rapping a blueprint of criminality that's going to land your ass in jail. Once your ass go into jail, some of y'all niggas might win, but everybody ain't going to win. So if everybody don't win, guess what? A lot of these niggas getting turned out. These niggas get turned out, they go into this weirdo-ass fucking music industry, weirdo-ass movie industry where we know it's flooded with homosexuality.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So now these niggas got these little sex games and shit going on, right?
Just pause right there. Pause right there.
Wait. Let me spill it off real quick. I'm just gonna spill it off. We doing all the sex. They having all the sex game behind the scene, but we the listeners don't know what's going on. So we're influenced by this shit. So the point I'm making is, how can an educated grown man not try to correct the misguidedness of these black boys and girls who've grown up with no fathers, no economies? He come from a different era where there was two-parent households and economies and people having business. Why you're not passing that information and that knowledge down to these hip-hop people? Why are you dumbing yourself down so you can do what? Fool us. Go ahead, Smoke.
No, I was just saying that. Just gonna say it's an interview on Doggy Diamonds with Ali Vegas. You remember Ali Vegas back in the early 2000s? You know what I'm saying? And he was speaking on. It's not the full interview. You know what I mean? He got like 2 clips. I guess it might be an hour interview. So like the clips is like 10 minutes each or something like that. But in one of the clips, he speak on like the fruit boy shit that go on inside the, you know, the weirdo shit that go on in the industry. And so he pretty much was saying like, yo, you go to those parties, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, you know, it started with the stylists. He made the point of it started with the stylists. Stylists come at you, make you wear, you know, get you to wear certain shit. Like, that's when they could tell you ready to fuck with that shit. And they invite you to the parties and shit like that. And then it's either you go in the party or whatever, or you come out. And he tell a story about his cousin. You know how his cousin was like I think a model. He's about to be a model for like Ralph Lauren or something to that effect. And it had to be Ralph Lauren. And he was saying how he linked up with Tyson Beckford. You know, it was kind of like one of them situations, and his cousin left it all on the table. So, you know, if you go check that interview, it just speaks on that, you know, to the point that you was making about all the weirdo shit that goes on in the industry and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, definitely to have a mentor.
You don't think he knew that?
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
Hear what I'm saying, Smoke? He don't know that? That nigga's in this industry. He don't know that?
Yeah, he know that.
And I say that now because, but see, the reason why I say that, because like I was telling you earlier, off air, I'm 36. So when I see my little cousin, our little cousin, 16 years old, I didn't go to my little cousin and say, yo, drink a beer. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do nothing to my little cousin that was done to me by the adults when I was 16, who want to pass me on beer. Yo, go dance on shorty. Yo, enjoy your youth, yo. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do none of that shit because now I'm older and I'm mature and I understand life better. So when I see my little cousins, I try to put them on to game. I'm not sitting over here trying to be hip. I'm not sitting over here trying to fool them. I'm putting them on to game so they can be better. I told Tyshawn straight up, if you fucking up, I could give you advice all day how to get out of fucked up situation. But if you doing what you're supposed to be doing, I have no advice for you. Only thing I can do is learn from you now because I don't know what it is to move right and exact. You see what I'm saying? I had my wings clipped early, so I had to bump my head against the wall a lot of times. I had to dodge traps and all kind of shit a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I can't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said with the whole Eric Dyson shit, because it's like, really, what the fuck have you taught anybody all these years? No, you pandered. And you selling books. And I feel the same way with Boyce Watkins. I feel the same way with a lot of them educated blacks. because I don't understand what the fuck was the education. What was the education? I barely graduated from fucking high school. I graduated by fucking running game. Not running game, I don't even want to say that, but I graduated Erasmus by fucking telling basically telling my guidance counselor and all them, when they asked me, well, why should we pass you? I said, increase the graduation rate. I know I was in a fucked up school. I said, increase the graduation. Don't that benefit y'all? You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say this. Y'all educated. But I'm hearing Boyce Watkins say what? We got $1.4 trillion of spending, and we could just grab the money and put it together, knowing that will never work. Why are you asking the people? Just like I said with the pyramid, capitalistic pyramid thing, right? Why are you asking the people on the bottom? We work for all. We feed all. Boyce Watkins and all them niggas are the top tier above us. We eat for you. That's why they keep coming down to the bottom floor saying to us, we need y'all to do this. And here we go. We work for all. We feed all. That shit makes no sense. See, but we have to listen to the people when they talk, because one thing about the truth, it needs no explanation. And if you live in right and exact, it's always going to line up. And if you're not, you're gonna show who you really is, and that's Joe Hughley. You see what I'm saying? We done heard what? Rant after rant after rant about him talking about who's a coon. And these niggas cooning. And Steve Harvey and Kanye and Jim, and these niggas cooning. Now, we had a show, Smoke, and the show said what? Are these niggas cooning? Or is this what I said, a chess play or something, a chess movie?
Yeah, I can't quite remember.
How was that?
But it was something.
I can't remember the exact. But it was the question, all these people that's calling them coons. How the fuck are they cooning? Is niggas gonna stop getting fucking with the shit Bill Gates do? Because Bill Gates seen Trump. He came down the same golden elevator. You know why we don't know that? Because they only show us who they want us to see. That's why they keep showing the black celebrities. Like, they're the only ones that went up and came down that fucking golden elevator with the fucking camera snapping in the... No. Everybody went to see the president, down to Planned Parenthood, all of that shit. They keep fucking with our heads, this media. So then they'll give you the person like D.L. Hughley. And they'll show him with the crying and what was his stand? I can't take this anymore, whatever like that, or I can't stand it, because he's watching all these unarmed black men getting killed by police. Was they getting killed? Unarmed black men. You remember that shit?
Yeah, I don't know what he was saying and shit, but I know he had his little shit going, his little campaign.
Let me ask you that. When he had that campaign, that was under Trump?
No, that was Obama. That was last year.
Oh. Okay, so let me get this straight. So these black men, unarmed black men, getting killed under a black president, and you're crying, talking about whatever. I can't remember. I can't stand this no more. Something his saying was, right? Are the people that supported Barack, are the black people that supported Barack, are they coons? Because I'm not a registered voter, I didn't vote. Are they coons? Since you supported this man who ignored you? Since you supported a man who said, I'm not even talking to the black community. I'm not only thing he said about the black community, pull your bootstraps up and all that other shit. And I can show you in the movie Trick Baby, 1970, Trick Baby. Oh, no, excuse me. Not Trick Baby. I can show you Martin Luther King's speech, his speech when he was down talking to the poor people, where he said the United States government is giving these white people from Europe land in the Midwest and cutting them checks, but not cutting the check to the land, cutting them personal checks. But these are the same people that's going to turn around and tell us that we need to pull ourselves up by the bootstrap.
I just seen a story on CNN where they had it was a couple from, I think it was Eritrea, and you know, they was refugees and they got on a list to come to the United States under Obama, and Obama got them like a place to stay, crib and all that shit for them and they baby, and you know what I'm saying, under they shit, you know what I'm saying, they basically just got set up. They just had to wait on the list. Once they got off that list, they was in Montana somewhere, but they was away from where they wanted to go. So they really just got set up just by being on a list. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like you see with Trump, he pulling the trigger. Obama ain't pull the trigger on that. You know what I'm saying? But the real thing though is that Obama, he did his job that he was supposed to do, which was just get in office. He was going to be that figurehead.
No. I don't want to go too deep into the Obama shit. The whole point of me bringing Obama up was to say, are we cool for supporting Obama then? You see what I'm saying? Because I don't understand when I'm listening to Omarosa, when I'm listening to the other brothers when they're speaking, they're not saying people of color. They're not saying minority. They're not saying urban areas. You see what I'm saying? They saying straight up, yo, listen, there's killings going on in the cities. Yo, there's things that we're trying to do to help build and develop the black community.
Yeah. And the administration is saying that, it's showing that, all right, there's no need to worry about the minorities. The motherfuckers that ain't supposed to be here, we're going to get rid of. Black, you know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, if they talking that agenda, it's like we need to be listening and being a part of it. But you see the game that's being played of, you know, labeling everyone that's going there and the groups that's going there as coons. But the people that's going there have agendas. So it's basically saying that if you're agendaless, you don't have no agenda, you don't have no nothing to strive for yourself as a black person or as a group, then you cool. But you cooning if you really have something you want to strive to, and you know, for the community, and we got a president coming in, so now we're gonna go talk to him and at least put our agenda on the table. Oh, you're a coon. You know what I'm saying? So it's backwards. They got everything backwards right now.
No, and that's the point I'm making. You're a coon because you're a black person, and you're gonna go to this president who is deemed anti-whatever, and you're a coon if you perform at the inauguration, you're a coon if you work in administration, and you're a coon if you work with the administration and getting money funneled to your organization, like every fucking body else is doing. You're a coon, black people. But when you come out in droves and wheeling out your 97-8-year-old grandmother in a wheelchair so she can line up to vote for the first black president, who don't talk about reparations, don't talk about the murders of fucking black men and black women in this country by the hand of police, who don't talk about motherfucking, who don't even show up to the black organizations. Like, he'll go to the Jewish shit, like AIPAC and shit like that, but he ain't never been to none of them urban leagues or whatever, or the NAACP meetings and all that shit. He would send Joe Biden. That's why when Romney went to speak in front of black people and we booed him, I said, wait a minute, I get you want to fuck with Barack, but goddamn, how the hell you boo somebody? This is the time for negotiation. This isn't the time to boo. You're supposed to say to yourself, all right, well, check it. What are you willing to give us, Romney, for our vote? Well, I'm willing to do this for you. All right, bet. Yo, Barack, if you want our vote, my nigga, and you got a good chance of getting it. But you see your boy Romney? That nigga said for the next 20 years, black people ain't got to pay no taxes in this country. And we can start our own businesses. What you got on the table, my nigga? Well, nothing. We can see a black family in the White House. All right, cool. All right, we're going to vote for Barack. Fuck out of here. No. Negotiate. You know what I'm saying? That's our problem. But now, let me go ahead and play this D.L. Hughley shit real quick. So this is D.L. Hughley talking about his response. This is D.L. Hughley talking about George Lopez's comment, right? Now, I guess we get into the beginning. George Lopez went into a whole tirade after he made. Should I play that first? All right, let me go ahead and
play that one first.
All right. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm gonna have to check real quick because I don't got that clip. I see a bunch of them, but I don't want. I see like one from TMZ, but I don't want to have their whole. Fuck it. Yeah, you know you got to wait to the whole lesson. Yeah, but he's gonna go on the tirade. I just want to hear this shit because this to me is funny. All right, hold on. They about to get ready to do.
Lopez and his.
Hold on. They about to get into it. Yeah, okay. Crown, Harvey, no, I would say, yeah. But they're about to do their little 1-2 thing in the talk.
It was an ethnic joke.
Yeah. Because what I'm really going to talk about, too, is definitely this whole quote-unquote joke shit in a minute. All right, here you go. Well, let's get straight into this shit.
The sector is, more importantly, how we react.
All right, watch it. So that's the George Lopez. You heard that, Smoke?
Nah, that shit was blurred out. I ain't had none of that shit. I thought I was waiting for it to start. That shit, I thought you got it from.
Damn, I didn't even know that. Shit. All right, so basically what happened was this. So he made a joke. He said in the Latino community, there's still 2 rules. 1, you don't marry nobody black, and 2, you don't park in front of their house. So then this chick, she's black and Mexican, living out in Arizona. She stands up and put up 2 middle fingers. So George Lopez tells her to sit the fuck down and calling her a bitch and all kinds of things of this nature, right? Really berate her, and then kicks them out, and then tells, somebody else, they get him in the seat. Boom. So that's what's said. So it's like, wow, that's crazy, right? I want black people to know one thing. That whole quote-unquote joke about there's still 2 rules in the Latino community. 1 is don't marry somebody black, and 2, don't park in front of my car. That's an old redneck joke. That's an old cracker joke. That's old white people racist jokes from back in the day. Just like how Jeff Foxworth have, you're a redneck if. The whole you're a redneck came from you ghetto. It was a whole you ghetto first. Then Jeff Foxworth comes out with the you redneck. I'm not saying who did what first, but the point I'm making is a lot of racial jokes are old jokes, and they just interchange the race. Because I've heard the whole you don't marry or deal with somebody black and you don't do something else, like you don't drink my beer, something weird like that. I heard that before back in the day, like on TV type shit. Now, this is D.L. Hughley's response.
proponent of free speech. I don't care who says what. I believe that whether you're John Rocker or Michael Richards,
can you hear that? Can you hear that?
Yeah, I
all right,
hear that.
So let me go. All right, so let me go back to the beginning. All right, here we go.
I don't care who says what. I believe that whether you're John Rocker or Michael Richards or even Don, I have defended people's right to say whatever they wanted to say, and particularly under the auspice of comedy. If somebody's telling a joke and you're offended by it, you don't have to listen. And anybody who knows me knows that is my true position. And I find it ironic that, George Lopez and I were playing a gig in Phoenix. One of the women got upset and started, obviously being disruptive, heckling. He called her name and put her out. That's what happened. That's what comics do. Listen, I'm not here to play with you. I'm going to get your ass out of there as soon as possible and as loudly as possible. Your ass said this, you're going to do it. And it's particularly silly to me for people that weren't even at the show to be offended. You didn't buy a ticket to the show. Shut up. Nobody cares what you think. That audience has every right. That's what they came to see. That's what they expected to see. That's what they got. If you're offended by a joke, don't go see certain people. That's like going to a baseball game and being angry. You got hit with a pop fly. That's what happens. If you sit courtside at a basketball game, somebody might run into you. You might get hit with a football. You might get hit. That's built in the price of tickets. The comedy is not subject to your societal norm. Comedy is somewhere you're going to hear something profane. Somewhere you're going to hear something off color. Somewhere you're going to hear something racist. There has to be places when you go and hear exactly, like to me, I think nothing is off limits, and I've said that. Anybody who knows me knows I think nothing is off limits on stage. If I don't want to hear something, I don't listen. I don't listen at all. But for people to get so upset and judge a man, I tell you what, calling a man that works with black people to his detriment, like the black and brown too that we do, there are two audiences that never in the same space together, that have a lot of rights together, a lot of violence, a lot of animus toward each other. Blacks and Latin tend to not get along, especially in this city. And now we're on a comedy tour to do to put audiences that are traditionally not together and showing that we can laugh together, we can live together. That's the purpose of this tour. He's racist. That's silly to say. Ask Richard Pryor's family if you think he's racist when he put the text together. Ask the families in Flint if you think he's racist when he arranged that. Ask all the people that he buried when people get shot in gang violence. Is he racist? I'll tell you what. We were playing a gig in El Paso, Texas. After the show, we all had to line up to sign, we signed autographs and shake hands with the people. There was a cat who had clearly just got out of prison, tattoos everywhere, a Latin cat. He would not shake our hand because he had just been out of the joint and he had never been in proximity of a black dude. He wasn't fighting. That's just the truth. George said, if you don't shake my brother's hand, I'm not going to shake yours. He shook all our hands. That girl said with tears in her eyes, it's the first time he ever touched a black guy. He wasn't touched. That is the kind of thing we do here. To his detriment, every time he goes somewhere, every time he leaves, he hears from people, why are you hanging out with those black people? And that's what comedy's all. That's what we're doing this thing for.
All right. Now let's talk about it. So, was that clear enough, Smoke?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's really good.
So let's talk about it. Because then after him, I want to bring up Cheryl Underwood's response. So we can understand the mind frame of these people. You know what I'm saying? That we look to and we get these talking points from. We have to understand the mind frame of these people. We got to understand who they are, where they are on that pyramid of capitalistic chart. Why? Okay, if you're going to say that you're a strong proponent of free speech, then what was the issue with Donald Trump again? What was the issue with Donald Trump? If you're telling me that you're a proponent for free speech, then he said especially in comedy, right? Or maybe not especially, but definitely in the realm of comedy.
Yeah.
Now, once you say in the realm of comedy, it takes on a different connotation. Like, okay, keep it in comedy then. Cool.
Exception.
But then he stepped out of comedy and talked about baseball. And if you got popped with a fly ball, then he talked about John Rock. You know, like, no, I mean, not John Rock. You started talking about, I think, what, basketball? What was the other thing you talked about?
No, I thought you were talking about the names you had mentioned. He's like John Rock.
Oh, no. Not the name. Not the name. I'm talking about outside the realms of comedy, as in when he said, as in when he started giving examples of what you should expect, ... If you go to a baseball game and you get popped with a flop, you should expect this stuff. Okay. Well, we're in America. So we're in America. We understand this racism in America. We understand that this is not post-racial or this bullshit that the media try to sell you. So if you understand that, why are you shocked that this white billionaire builder, because that's what he is. The media keeps screaming he's the first reality show president. You always have to watch people who like to downplay people. Don't women do that? Don't women do that, Smoke? You doing everything. You holding shit down and shit. But your little this and your little that, and nigga, you ain't all that. And it's like, it's like, why are you talking to him like that?
The celebrity press. I mean, I ain't gonna front. I be calling him I be saying the celebrity press. You know what I'm saying? But he is.
But he's not.
You know what I'm saying? He is a.
Yeah, but he's not.
He's
not
a
celebrity
president.
To
being to now, basically. You know what I'm saying? He has an empire that he built. And shit like that.
That's the whole point. It's like that don't make sense to me. Why? I mean, I know why they're saying that. They calling him they literally the Democrats are playing the Republican game. The way they used to always call Barack Obama the community organizer. And it's like, come on, this dude was doing more than this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on. Now they're playing the same game. So I get that. But I never trust people that do that. Because, again, you're running game on me. You're not keeping it a buck. Let's call a shark a shark. Don't call it a fish. So I can feel, you know what I'm saying, laugh at it. Because if the motherfucker bite me, he going to bite me like a shark, not a fish. You know what I'm saying? So let's call a shark a shark. Now, this is America. If you follow any of the shows where I'm speaking on this whole Donald Trump situation, I've told y'all that pussy grabbing shit don't mean nothing. They care about who gets in them Supreme Court seats. They don't care about this shit the media keep making it like, oh, they care. But they don't care about that. Oh, he didn't show his tax return. Did you know that the president don't have to do it? Everybody just traditionally did it. But they don't have to do that. That's not part of the rule. But what the media going to keep screaming? He didn't even show us his tax return. You don't have to. Just because everybody else did, don't mean I got to do it. It's nowhere in the rule book does it say he has to. So why y'all keep making that a big deal? They playing games with our fucking head again. Then here go D.L. Hughley. He just showed you that you should basically expect what you're going to see when you go to certain events. Well, guess what? We're in America. America's racist. America ain't never not been racist. You see what I'm saying? So to hear the shit coming out of Trump's mouth, why was you upset then, D.L. Hughley? Why was you upset? If you just gave examples showing that if you go to a baseball game and a pop-up ball, you know what I'm saying, hit you or whatever, you shouldn't get shocked by that. So if you go to a comedy club or show and you hear racism or you hear misogyny and all the other shit, then you shouldn't be shocked by it. I wish they would say that to the gays because they damn sure got on Tracy Morgan and Ashley Larry, but I guess that's different somehow. Maybe they're allowed to be sensitive and not us. I wish they would tell that to the Jews. Nobody's seen to have Jewish jokes. You see what I'm saying? I wonder if D.L. Hughley, I want to hear D.L. Hughley's Mexican joke that he had. That's what I want to hear. or was he going along with nigga jokes too? That's how we are, yo.
Yeah, Hughley is another cornball, you know what I'm saying? Him and Michael Eric Dyson, you'll put them on the same list, man. It's just goofy, man. But, I mean, like, for me, it's just
you gotta watch that.
Like, I understand, like, because the main thing that I see is, like, that's his homie. You know what I'm saying? He making he made a point at some point, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not in that interview, but that's his man. So I understand him maybe trying to protect him or you know, have his back or whatever. But I mean, but it's like when you put in you can't.
No, you know why though?
You can't.
Wait,
you can't
go
have.
back to what you said. Wait, go back to what you said. You understand him defending his homie, right?
Yeah.
Donald Trump and Steve Harvey works together. They have business dealings together.
Exactly.
So why is he a coon then? If he's working too, then you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All these guys
Definitely.
have Omarosa. They all got working related. Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather. They have working relationships and friendships with Donald Trump. Go ahead, Smoke. I just wanted to put that out there because everything that we're going to talk about D.L. Hughley and George Lopez literally mirrors Donald Trump and any black person that defends him.
Yeah, like
Go ahead,
I get the friendship shit. So it's like, you know, you don't want to throw your man under the bus. But I mean, at the very best, you're not supposed to say shit. You know what I'm saying? You can address that shit as me and him spoken in private and keep it pushing at that. It's just like, you know, I'm personally tired of like just seeing black people, black men, black women publicly go against our people to defend what's another race is saying or what they do to offend us. It's the same with when they had Ellen DeGeneres, when she put up the picture when she's riding on Usain Bolt's back when he was at the Olympics when he won the gold medal. And you know what I'm saying? People was offended. Like, well, what are you doing? They putting up the slave pictures, you know, showing the comparison and so forth. And you saw so many celebrities and black people just come out and defend Ellen DeGeneres. I don't know Ellen DeGeneres, so it could have been some old, you know, I don't know, it was a joke, blah, 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 blah. But if we offended, then we all should be on that same shit. We should all be on the same wave. All right, Ellen, we don't fuck with Ellen DeGeneres. You offended our people, that's it. When you see, you know, we gotta be on the same wavelength. So it's like for D.L. Hughley to, you know, just publicly poke his chest out, you know, with the situations with Trump, you know, and his displeasure with the, you know, the president and the different things that he's doing, and you know how he's relating it to our people, and you know it's not my president. You hear it from D.L. Hughley and everybody, and then just to turn around where you see a public racial issue happen right there in your personal life and you disregard it, but the image that you're putting out to the people is that you for black people, you for right.
No, but this is the funny part. He disregarded because, let's face it, a lot of this black comedy shit is straight Cooning. It's straight man-tan and step and fetch type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of this shit is not even real comedy. A lot of this shit ain't nothing but self-degradation. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of nigga jokes and how, you know what I'm saying, and how good white folks is and how dumb black folks is. And you got to have a white friend. For white people, they pay their bill. Not like us. And it's like, there ain't nothing but Cooning, man. So these, and I'm not even going to say D.L. Hughley. Comedy is Cooning. Because I feel like his comedy got mature as he got older. So I'm not going to stamp that on him. But the reason why I said D.L. Hughley's the true coon is because he wanted to point fingers at Coons, not knowing you're really looking at yourself in the mirror. At least Steve Harvey had the face like, oh, shook. I don't know how I'm supposed to explain this one. But
I mean, if you're gonna have the nerve to point fingers and do, especially publicly, you have a public forum, a national forum. He got a radio show that's national. You know what I'm saying? Then you can't let shit ride when it. You know, the rules can't change when it comes to your personal life. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to sit and, embarrass Steve Harvey and talk about him for whatever, his reasons is. All right, cool. We all got our opinion. Cool. But then when it's a situation with you don't want to be in an uncomfortable position. So you like, nah, don't do that to George Lopez. It's a different rule when it's applying to your life, something that's going on, a relationship that you might have to settle because
that's that master-slave. That's a master-slave ass relationship, and it goes right back to the whole shit again.
Sit your fucking ass down and get the fuck out. Sit your ass down and get the fuck out. Fuck George Lopez. Fucking corn. And he was. Hey, I saw some shit where he was stealing jokes anyway. Fucking cornball, stealing Carlos Mencia jokes. Fuck.
I heard Carlos Mencia the joke. There might have been.
They all be stealing jokes. All those motherfuckers probably. You always hear Corey Holcomb.
Yeah, but this is the point I wanted to make. I wanted to make the point about what the D.L. Hughley point too is, if you continuously listen to the story, these are the examples he's given, right? The examples he's given is, we're on a tour, and we're trying to bring together two groups that traditionally have tension. And no, traditionally the two groups don't have tension against each other. Traditionally is one group that has tension and animosity and hatred towards another group, and that's the Mexican. They keep saying the Latin. No, it's all of them goddamn Latinos. It is all of them. The black ones, y'all asses stay on your island. But the light ones, the damn near white ones, they bring their asses to America, they be white. Straight up. They be white. So what happens is, they come here, these Latinos, who on the census paper is labeled white Hispanic or black Hispanic. You ever notice that one? So the white Hispanic turns around now, and he wants to be white under democratic rule America. And he's white now. Then the Asian come over, and they're white. And then the East Indians come over, and they don't really know what to label their asses because they don't want to make them white. But they'll kiss them crackers' asses, boy. I work with but they a lot of them in my building. Yo, them niggas, boy, they swear. They act like they number 10 white boys. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I be looking to make funny, yo. But all these groups come inside here now, and they line up with the white society. That's what makes the whites the majority. They're all against black. All of them is against black. Now, we already know the American dream is making money off of the backs of black people. If you didn't know that, then let me say that again. The American dream is making your fortune off of black people. This whole goddamn United States is alive because it's pumped with black blood through the prison systems, through the entertainment, through everything that we have no control over, but we are the creators and the producers of this shit. You see what I'm saying? What happened is these poor whites is scratching their head like, how the fuck is these goddamn? You know what probably happened? Some of them Chinese and all them other groups probably started opening up businesses in their neighborhood. They got a little too greedy. And them crackers was like, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, man. They there, man.
To have the businesses, yeah.
We ain't the only ones working for them and under them and patronizing their businesses. It's like motherfuckers get tired of that shit, man. And that's what's happening.
And
you know what I mean? It's like
them crackers heard the browning of America. They heard that the Mexicans was going to outnumber the whites in 20 whatever, and they heard the Asians are smarter than whites. That's when the crackers started to pull this shit. Because when I kept hearing, I'm telling you, when I kept hearing these different shit, I said, yeah, they mobilizing. That's why on the show that we had, and it's called The Black Vote, The Brown Vote, and The White Vote, like what it means, I broke it down in each vote. I broke down the Donald Trump win and what that meant. This is Whitey's last hurrah. I told you the England dude came over speaking at the American Heritage Foundation, telling these Republican motherfuckers and shit like, yo, straight up, y'all need to protect y'all border. Y'all need to not let a lot of immigrants come into your country because it's going to dilute y'all. And they didn't say white. They call them by their name. It's going to dilute our Anglo-Saxon blood. They're minority. That's what the Anglo-Saxons are. We don't get it. The white and black structure, yeah, true indeed, it is a make-believe structure. But at the same time, you got to look and say to yourself, you're the majority at all times. So if you're called black, that means you're called black all around the motherfucking globe. Whether you're in goddamn Thailand, and then you like, yo, I ain't know this many black people in Thailand. I ain't know this many black people in Peru. Damn, 98% of black people is in Brazil. Brazil got the largest concentrate of black people outside of Africa? Damn, I didn't know that. So it don't matter whether you call yourself black, because guess what? We black all around the world, so we still the majority. So we got control and power. Where we keep fucking up at is chasing these devils instead of just stopping and creating our own. Because the game is economics. They defeated us not by brute strength and force. They defeated us by destroying our economy. To understand that, watch what Trump do with Mexico's economy. That's why they're building the wall, because they're about to fuck up that economy. That's all what's going on. All the business people, all of these niggas is bringing their companies back to America because Trump sat there and said, I'm going to give them 0 taxes they have to pay. So if you someplace else paying 1% tax, bring your ass here. You ain't got to pay no % tax. Everybody bringing their shit back here. Samsung, all these niggas. Don't let this media fuck your head up. All these people protesting are for Trump. Believe that. All them people protesting is for Trump. Don't be the black people sitting around thinking that you standing up for a cause. This is fake as a motherfucker. Now, before I continue, let me get the Gerald Underwood in real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
My disclaimer first. I have great affection for George Lopez.
Now, the both of us in your careers, that's the other black chick on the show. Alicia Tyler, who I believe was ex-man was Mexican or white or some shit like that. So,
yeah, the comedian, right?
And if you want to call her, but
okay.
I ain't never think she was funny. Yeah, you want to call her? And Cheryl Underwood, she's the one that was on TV making fun of black hair because Heidi Klum clipped her son's hair and kept it. And she started laughing, talking about what would you want with nappy hair on TV. So we understand her affection of black.
You know, she dark skinned, so.
Well, let me be on the table first. I have great affection for George Michael. He says every time he both of us in his career, he tells us both that he's a good friend. Yeah, that's right. And I am a black woman, and I want to tell y'all something. I've been there where, see, that's why we don't want to be recorded inside of the venue, because if you just looking from the outside in, you think, oh, he's attacking this black woman. But once you go up the bird twice, and you're in the first few rows, you have now inserted yourself into the show, and it depends on the mood of the comics of how they handle it. He did not say he wouldn't marry a black woman, because I'm still in the running.
To be a Lopez. So we already understand that spell out as. So that's it. You know what I'm saying? So when you see these people talking on TV and you see these, you do not fall for that rockabye shit. Elijah Muhammad said that the media is I can't remember the exact quote, and that's why I can't find it. But he said something about the media, how the media is wicked, basically, and it makes bad men good and good men bad. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. We're not supposed to check none of these leaders, so-called leaders, none of these entertainers, none of these nobodies. You got to build your own reality and cut off that goddamn TV. When I cut on the show and the show says this right here,
I'm in the street. All I know is that first you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
that shit, that's a white dude, right? That's a movie called The Network, 1970-something joint, right? So you got to check that movie, right? It's called The Network. Dude got a fucking, what's the word? Is it epilogue? What's the word, Smoke? Like when you got, like, you just ranting, and you just got to sit there and listen to motherfuckers just rant. What is that? Is it
not a
epilogue?
Epilogue.
Well,
maybe. I don't know.
It's a whole bunch of shit he's saying.
I know what you're saying. It's
what
it is like.
Yeah, but it's just a whole lot of shit he's saying. But he gets into a whole rant about. He gets into a whole rant about how the TV not real. You're real. This shit ain't real. It's only here for your entertainment. So y'all starting to think the shit in the TV is real. And then the stuff outside here in the real world is fake. And, he gets into that shit. Whoever wrote that, but what we don't understand is everything they trick us every 20 fucking years. They trick us. That's why when you look back in old movies and shit, you're like, they were breaking down the science back then. They predicted this. They ain't predict shit. They live in the same shit we live in. We live in no different than slaves. If you don't believe me, go down to your local projects or some shit, or your local ghetto, and watch that black man running from them slave catchers, and see them houses getting broke up and them families getting separated. You see what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here, man. Like, niggas got to open their eyes, and see what's going on. We're getting caught up in an illusion, and we getting tricked out of what the fuck is supposed to be happening. We're not going to speak to the president for what? We're boycotting speaking to the president for what reason again? Because what the fuck did Barack do in 8 years that benefited black people? Besides reforming prisons. Well, we have our broken people.
It was the outrage for not doing anything, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, niggas want to play ball with Obama, man. Drink beer with that nigga.
Yo, you know what's crazy?
Go chill with that cat, man. Niggas ain't want to talk about that.
But remember what the talk was. You got to remember what the talk was. That's why you have to understand that pyramid of capitalistic system. You got to understand this system, because when you see this pyramid, how it's broken up, yo, it makes everything clear. Before Trump, just use your brain. Before Trump and Barack Obama was president, the first term, when we said, well, what are you going to do for black people? Everybody said, shut up. He ain't just a president for black people, he's president for everybody. We're trying to give him a second term. But look, we're trying to give him a second term. Now he gets to the second term. Now we like, yo, he still ain't doing nothing for black people. You know what people start to say? If you remember, you know what people started to say? Well, we didn't ask for nothing. We didn't ask for nothing. We didn't come in with nothing to present to Barack. That's black people's problem. We're going to give our vote away, but we don't never ask for nothing. That's what we need to do for the next election. We got to come up with something so we can present it to the politicians to work for us. Donald Trump wins. Yeah, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to present this to these. You are cool. What? How am I cool? I'm going to these people. Yo, the niggas. We just talked about this, my nigga, when you thought Hillary was going to win. You just talked about this and said that we need to be talking to the politicians with our agenda. But now that I'm coming up here and you see me and I'm talking to Trump, I'm a coon and Omarosa's a sellout, and look at Ben Carson, ha, 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 he's head of HUD. Do you know there's a white dude head of HUD during Barack Obama administration? Like, nigga, how's your living? Yo, this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. The media, boy, it fucks with our head.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Because we just getting at a point where it's just like, just a bunch of finger pointing and just useless talking. That's all that's really happening right now. It's not really a lot of movement in terms of, building shit, black economics. We caught up in all of the hoopla, of the immigration issues.
It's not
Trump himself.
That way. I said because it's not designed that way. Oh. That's why. We keep on falling because it's not designed that way, right? So what I mean by that is this. It's not designed that way. So we keep following these people that we think have our best interest, that's really working for us. You see what I'm saying? So then they start telling us all this, how hard it is, how tough it is. Spike Lee, I got to fight this cracker. It's so hard to try to get these black movies out. And we're like, go ahead, Spike. Go ahead, Spike. Take it to the white man. Not knowing that once Spike closed that door, the white man like, yeah, so you said you had something you wanted to show me. What is it? Like, nigga, we negotiating, right? But you running back out here like, yo, so I told that cracker. And then we like, that's right. Tell us a good story, Spike. Tell us a good story. Then Spike goes back out there now, and he's shaking hands like, yeah, I think $2 million would be great. You know what I'm saying? And they shake hands, and they hug and laugh and shit. But then he'll come out here talking about all this other shit. You see what I'm saying? And then we feed into that shit. And then we start to think it's harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really did, when I was a kid, used to believe that there was a big, invisible white man who had his foot on our neck. I used to really believe white people woke up in the morning thinking about how to fuck over black people. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm listening to Jesse and I'm listening to Al Sharpton. I remember when white people used to say, look at those race hustlers, those race baiters. And I used to be like, what the fuck y'all talking about, man? Fuck y'all. Y'all crackers don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? I always want to talk this dumb shit. But then as I got older, and I'm hearing these niggas, and they just still, that's right, because, you know, we're not going to let the Voting Rights Act expire. And I'm like, expire? Why y'all not trying to make it permanent? What the fuck have y'all been doing all this time? Like, what the hell is going on here? So that's when I start to realize all of y'all is on the second tier of the pyramid of capitalism. We eat for you. And you sit there and you eat. I even heard Farrakhan on one of the Savior's Day speeches. I think it might have been like 2011 or something like that. And it's the one with him and, well, I don't want to say no names. I can't remember the name. But so he says, if you do something to our brother Barack, so it might have been 2009. It might have been 2009 Savior's Day because I want to say it was the new of Barack Obama. So Farrakhan said, and if you do something to our brother Barack, the deal we made with you, or the agreement we made with, will be over. And everybody started clapping. And I'm like, deal? What deal you made with these? And that's when I said, wow, this shit is crazy. You know, and then at the end of that speech, they was trying to wrap Farrakhan up from speaking. And then he's like, and I ain't gonna stop. I'm still gonna speak, right? And then somebody whispered like, well, we're trying to get the DVDs finished or whatever so we can sell it. So he was like, man, I ain't worried about no DVDs and selling and all that, just to see that in the background. These guys not even thinking about the message. These guys worrying about selling and getting bread.
Getting that bread.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, they're on the top level. They're on that level of the pyramid called we eat for you. And that's the level where they eat, they feel good off of our pain and our suffering. Before I continue, let's get this caller, 864. You're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from?
Peace, love, and black power. This is Brother Equanese from Crawford, South Carolina. What's going on, Black African family?
What's going on?
Yo, what's up, fam?
What's going on, man?
It's all good, brother. And even just to add on to the level of conversation, and we also we see this type of mentality being played out in the quote unquote conscious community. And what, you know, it might not be those same guys, but it seems my brother Tyel RBG, he has a song called "Cut the Devil's Head Off," and inside him explaining what that is all about. That's about cutting the devil's head off within us. You know, also, you know, we're talking about removing away from the crackers. Moving away from the crackers' ideas, even as we see brothers and sisters that may be in the quote-unquote conscious community or pro-black community, you know, they still are riddled and laced with the ideas and certain principles likened to the Europeans, you know, trying to be capitalists, trying to be monopolized and hustlers, you understand? So this is a very important thing because we know as us being integral, that is why that is a word that should be on all of our tables is African or pro-black integrity. You know, we don't want to just be pro-black because you could be pro-black and a thief stealing from your brother and sister, you know, or you could be pro-black and you know and a shooter, but you don't know how to. You know, you don't know where to shoot, so you're shooting your fellow brother or sister. So it's important for us to have a level of checks and balances in place. You know, and that's what we see. You know, a lot of times going back to look at what was important to our ancestors inside the civilization of Kemet, we hear a lot of talking about Ma'at, but Ma'at is the thing that allows us to weigh our thoughts, words, and deeds before we went forward, to ask ourselves the question, is this going to work for myself? Is this going to be effective for my family? And there's no I in team, but is this going to help lead my community, my nation to the greater good, or is this going to help my nation, my community? Is this going to be something that's going to lead us going downward? And like what we, just kind of what, like I say, the spin off what you were saying, brother. We see that mentality when Negroes would take a check. Negroes, they would sell out their people to get a check or to get this or to get something that is rendered by the European. It's some type of European material, European possession, whether it be a Bentley, Versace shoes, Versace belts, different things that a lot of you might see your favorite conscious person, embracing a lot of these things. And we know, us and our liberation is not about us being economically sound so we can go out here and support European ideas. No, it's about finding our own culture and investing into things that were important to our ancestors. It's amazing that our people are at this place, but it seems like some core work that we have cut out for us, good brothers like ourselves on this line, and sisters on this line, the supporters, that we definitely have a long road to go in just cutting out the template of manufacturing good persons, good people, where we are, where we are practicing integrity, so that when we do get that money or when we do get that economic gain, that we aren't looking like the European, or that we aren't, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be very important, that we know how to utilize these resources once we get them, because it's easy for niggas to be like, oh, man, I'm pro-black when you ain't got nothing, when the struggle is real. But when you get out the struggle and niggas got money, like, oh, man, folks done forgot now. So, like I said,
right.
practicing on cultivating integrity within all of us, myself included, is going to be very important for us as, being successful as Africans going into our future, brothers.
Word, man.
No, yeah,
Word, that's a fact.
Because
that's definitely a good point.
I mean, Jewish people don't dress the way Jewish people dress just because that's their quote-unquote culture. That's economics. They all buy it from each other. You know what I'm saying? So we do have to develop a dress code. But see, I feel like a lot of stuff happens through the youth. So as long as we're teaching this to our children, then we're going to see it manifest as they get older. Because me, even though I'm 36, my mother is the one who got her eyes open in the 70s. So she raised me and my siblings up pro-black, going like when Mandela came to America, I was there in the front row in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the year was my age, because I was born in 1980. You know what I'm saying? So I know it was like in the early 90s, so I might have been like 10 or something like that. You think? So the point is, when you pass that on to the youth, then it becomes natural to them. That they'll look, that when they see it, it won't even impress them. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of times when it comes to the adults that practice that, they have to treat that like it's a habit, and they have to break a bad habit. But when it comes to the youth, they're clean, so they know nothing about this. So don't poison them with it. And that's what I do with mine. I don't poison with it. I'd rather them learn how to build and craft shit out. You know what I'm saying? Things of this nature. So that way their minds wondering how to create instead of constantly spending money, and they just keep thinking that the whole purpose of money is to spend when it's not.
Can I add on to what you're saying real quickly, brother? Because just as what you were just talking about, looking at the kente cloth and looking at, rather than looking through a book, a European book, to see how much European materials you can buy, let us look at the cloth and let it, like you said, with us having ritual practice and teaching our children that it's okay to create your own things. Then they will take this garb, or they will take the cloth and then start to weave their own imagination, coming up with the, back in those days, you remember we used to take that marker and we write on the jeans, and it's like, man, mama left us at home with the jeans and the marker, and it gave us more expansion time, and that was a time where we didn't have to necessarily go out and, support the European. We might be able to draw up on some pants that we already had, and this is going to be the important. This is going to be one of the more resourceful things that we can do right now, because like what you just said, with us implying culture or implementing culture, that is then going to open up a way for the way we dress. We aren't going to dress like Europeans anymore. So guess what? Somebody has to make these clothes. It's making really African clothes, So therefore, there's something for my child, your child. Hell, our children can work together, and have their own company where they can sell the kente cloth to the Chinese or to the, they're selling their products to the European, looking to exploit them, just as they do us. Let us make our clothes for, 10 cents and then turn around and sell it to the cracker for, $1,000. This is the type of game plan that we have to lay down.
Oh, yeah.
Black
and the beautiful thing about black people is, you know what? Go ahead, Smoke.
No, you good. He laid it out there perfectly. I like the point definitely of staying in the mind frame, because as you pointed out, it's easy for it's easy for us to to be black power, throw your fists up. I'm standing against the white man. I'm standing against oppression. It's easy to do that when you're broke. But it's when the money comes in, what do we do with it? Are we going to just fall back from that thought process because, now we don't have as much pressure on us? You know what I'm saying? Things are a little fiscally better. So we're going to just fall back into the monetary mode.
This is what I say. This is how you do it. Because, me growing up as a Naya Bingi Rasta, man, all I knew was you got to live simple. You know what I'm saying? But growing like that as a child, though, you know what I'm saying, and you're around all of the materialism and stuff like that, I was never tempted into that. It never made me want to wish I had none of that stuff. But once I got to New York, I was a teenager and I was making money. You know what I'm saying? I did want to get a little fly and do what everybody else did. You know what I'm saying? So I might have did that from like maybe about 16 to maybe, let's say, 23, 24, something like that. Then after a while, I just had to worry about life because me, I was always taking care of myself. I didn't have no parents really holding me down like that. So I had to go through life, you know what I'm saying, on my own, no safety net. So, by the time I turned 23, I was already changing my life. I think I was already married and divorced by then and all that stuff. No, maybe that was like 24, 25 married before. But, yeah, that was that. But now I'm trying to build. So as I'm building, I lost the taste of the materialism, and also because I don't watch TV anymore. You know what I'm saying? So now with me, I'm more so back to my simplistic ideology where I just want to do the things that I'm doing, as in investing in the stocks, messing with the little penny stocks and things of this nature. Move that into the bigger stocks, or because really the stock market is going to crash. That's what I believe. Or move that into, getting a building or something so then I can, open up a vegetarian restaurant and things of this nature. These are things that I'm working on so I could generate money so I don't have to work anymore. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I think about money. I heard somebody say money is the lubricant that keeps the wheels turning. So you have to look at yourself as a machine. And as long as you're generating money, then the wheels can turn and you can make moves. But as soon as that you stop, the wheels stop, and then you can't move. So that's the purpose of money. And when you think like that, you're not going to be making it rain because that's a waste of oil. Give me that back. I have to keep this machine going. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But it's a growing experience. But it's disheartening when you see the grown men in their 30s and stuff that still move materialistic, though. If they're young and they move a little materialistic, I get it. But if you're older and materialistic, I don't get that. That's weird. That's weird. I would think you'd be trying to prove people more fashion. That's something.
Yeah, but it's like, being taught that from a youth. You know what I'm saying? You got to go and look at some baby pictures. Go look at, tell some coworkers pull out their baby pictures of their kids and shit. Look how fresh them kids be. Polo, all type of shit on. You know what I'm saying? So that shit ingrained from people from a kid. Because I know, like that, I grew up like that. In the sense of, we had all the fly shit. I ain't have, if you ask me, I'm like, well, I didn't have everything. But you know what I'm saying? When I, as an adult looking back, I'm like, well, shit. When most of the clothes came out, I had that shit. There's certain things I wanted I didn't get, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But for the most part, we had Jordans, we had all that little shit. But what happens is that, when you 8 and 9, and people buying it for you. Oh,
we're not talking about 8 and 9. We're talking about grown adults supposedly leading and teaching and speaking to the people.
No,
and then
what I'm saying is that they've been doing this since kids. So it's like you see that with adults. Not saying it's right or wrong or anything like that. It's definitely destructive, but it's ingrained in from a youth. See, like you grew up where you didn't think of it like your parents wasn't putting that into you like that. They wasn't giving you the so-called fly shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, you don't have that.
We had that when my mother was selling that shit in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So we had a little fly shit, but we was fly. It's just that it wasn't name brand shit. You know what I'm saying? But we was fly. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not trying to say that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like name brand. That's what I mean as fly. Like name brand shit. Like my shirt gotta say Polo on it. It gotta say Nordica. You know what I'm saying? Not like I have a clean shirt on. I'm cool. No. My shit just can't be red. It gotta have that symbol on it. They gotta have. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. More so that, not being clean and fresh.
Let me tell you something crazy. I'm gonna tell you how much that I grew up the way I grew up. Is that even when I would buy the name brand shit, I still ain't want one that just said Polo. I was like, this game looks right in the corner. I don't need that long ass. Right. Because in case I want to, you know what I'm saying? It's like too flashy. I was like, I ain't into all this. Too much. I had to ease into that, like, you know what I'm saying? I had to ease into that shit. So it's like, that's how I know that it's not real. You know what I'm saying? It's just an ideology. It's just something that you think is important or you think that you need. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And once you understand that, it's easy to get in and out.
Yeah, because I see that now. It's like I could do without that. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I can go to fucking Walmart and get me a Hanes pack, t-shirts and shit. That's 3, 4, 5, however many. That's a week worth of shirts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'll cop me a little polo or little sweaters and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll buy shit like that, but it's like I understand that I don't need.
You get that here and there. Look, you get that here and there. If you get in that mood where if you want to get fly, you want to get, you know what I'm saying, show names or whatever like that, but all in all, I'm not breaking my fucking pocket on a bunch of clothes, man. Like, fuck out of here. I'm trying to get businesses. When you see me,
I like to keep my shit
but even to go into the clothes situation too. I remember I said this to you when I was in my apartment. When I just was when my lady was pregnant with my firstborn son. I was like, I'm gonna start dressing more grown up. I don't want to do the whole, you know what I'm saying, without shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking about that shit the other
it's
day.
like shit. Yeah. So even with the whole generating the bread and things of this nature, it's still like my mind frame is like grown. So it's like, you know, even if you see me, I get my shit tailored out of black fucking joint, whatever it's called. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no father. I don't know the names of all them shit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I figure all that shit out. You know,
Taylor.
if I could be a tailor, you know, a black tailor, you know what I'm saying? So they could do my joint, you know what I'm saying? And have, you know what I'm saying, have that joint looking fresh, you know what I'm saying? Black designers type shit, you know what I'm saying? I'll be fresh like that, you know what I'm saying? I'll be fresh like that, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, we got ladies white designers, man. Because what happened is this. When you step away from what everybody else is doing, this is an old school black ideology. When you step away from what everybody else is doing, you shine. Right or wrong, Smoke?
Yeah, because it's just you.
Right or wrong?
It's just you in that lane. It's just you in the lane. So
if everybody got white shoes on, you shining with black shoes. You walk in with black shoes, make your black shoes glow. The niggas like, God damn. Damn. It's like something about those black shoes is just, damn. Nigga, put my shoes on. Because you were that's how we always was. We never followed me. Now we letting homosexual white people dress and design the people in the tier above us, and they're doing whatever they have to do to stay on that top tier.
I don't pop Molly.
So then we're
full.
Yeah, Jay. Damn. Yo, I'm telling y'all, pyramid of capitalistic systems, man. Like, check that thought, man. Straight up, man. Because when you check that thought, you're going to see it. Now, we got 11 more minutes, right? So I'm going to talk about the Trump immigration ban 2.0. I'm telling y'all, the media plays games with you, so you cannot trust the media, right? And it's funny, like I said, because they telling you Trump lying, but he really telling you the truth. Because prior to him saying that, we said the same shit. How many of y'all seen the clips with all of the media saying the same shit? Like, come on, man. And then when he say the lying media, y'all like, oh, he lying. No, you lying, nigga. All right. The media's a mother. The media told you Hillary was going to win. And he kept saying, not a poll saying I'm winning. And they like, ha, 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 what poll are you looking at? The right one?
Donald Trump is so dumb.
The right one. So what's going to happen with the Trump immigration ban is this. Now, what you said, Smoke, once it with the courts and all that shit like that, one of them, they said you could do it, but they denounced everybody shit or whatever. And it was just still showing that.
They was saying, well, they had the original ban, you know what I'm saying, that last week when they was blocking people at the airports. The courts blocked the ban. So, you know, it stopped the ban temporarily. But they were saying that they still voided 100,000 visas, which, you know, pretty much anybody who's in the country with a visa, your visa's gone, you're supposed to leave, which, you know what I'm saying, make you illegal, which, you know what I'm saying, would, you know, put you in that process of leaving or whatever. So, but then the courts overturned that decision. So pretty much it's going to be a war in the courts, which, you know, Trump was saying earlier through CNN report that, you know, he was confident that that they were, you know, his side is going to win. And he said they're proposing for to just refile the order. So, you know, they can just keep the ban on that and just refile another order.
That's the whole point I'm making. So it's like the court, the judges said, the judges never said no. The judges said, hey, listen. Look, I'm going to put it this way. you a teacher, right? So your son in your class, right? So he come to you, you looking at this shit, you like, man, you got a lot wrong, man. So you circling the right answers, and you like, fill this back out, man, and come back to me again with the right answer.
You like, all I want about race, you fill those out.
That's so fun. Here go people. That's right, the ban was you can't do that. The immigrants could come back in, and that's unconstitutional. All right. Okay. Let's see what happens.
But
this is the
it
funny
also
part.
shows the ineptitude of fucking goddamn Barack. Because it's like, if he wanted to make something happen, it could happen. He could just keep going through the court. keep fighting the court, refiling orders, and doing what you got to do till it happens. So, yeah.
Yo, they playing games, yo. Yo, the Democrats have a large block on Dade County, Florida. Instead of breaking the county up, they'll keep it large. Why? That'll give too much power to black people. That's why they keep these inner cities in them large blocks like that. Because Georgia, they have 1 million counties. You can walk across the street in the new county. They have counties for days. It's crazy. And all they'll do is break off and incorporate themselves into a new town. That means you need a new commissioners, new mayors. You need a whole new government, a whole new police force. That all of that does is make the people in your community, now they have jobs protecting their town. Why the Democrats don't do that? Wouldn't it make it stronger? Yeah. Why won't they do that? Because they would give black people too much goddamn power. Out here in Georgia, we have a new town now called Stonecrest, Georgia, because they incorporated that town. And they got a sister trying to run, but they're trying to play little games because they know that's where the power is. And that's the first time I've ever seen that happen on the Democratic side, incorporated town. But that's because these black people ain't stupid. We looking at this shit like, wait a minute. Hold on, I thought y'all said we can't do that. Wait a minute, I thought y'all said we can't talk like that. Wait the fuck a minute. Somebody playing games with me. Yeah, the media, the black. Hey, I'm going to tell y'all again. Google pyramid of capitalist system. On the bottom, we work for all, we feed for all. That's us. The next floor, we eat for you. That's the politicians, your entertainers, and your sports people. That's everybody else on that level. We shoot at you. Oh, excuse me. The police and the military, their thing is we shoot at you. The religion, their thing is we fool you. And then the top floor is the elite. We rule you. We're on the bottom. We're listening to the people on top of us that say we eat for you. These are the people who literally, they're eating off of our ignorance. 5% is called them the 10%. The ones that know and choose to damn go against their goddamn brothers and use this information to exploit these people. That's what's going on. So once you understand that, just like I said, I don't know how to do that 50 lot shit. I don't know how to do that shit, bro. I can't tell y'all about queries and all that other stuff. I don't know about that. All I know is every 20 years they play the same game, and we come into another 20 years in 2020. I can break down from 19, and I done did it on the show already, from 1900 all the way to 2020. It's 20 years. All of that shit is a 20-year breakup. And you're going to see everything dealing with black people throughout that whole shit, how we changed. 20 years. I'll probably talk about that tomorrow because we got 3 minutes here. But, yeah, and that's why I'm reading the book, White Trash, The 400 Years Untold History in Class in America. Because, you know, I grew up, learning about everything black. You see what I'm saying? So I don't understand why we're not moving in the direction that we should be going in. And the only thing I can think of is white people have nothing to do with what our suffering is. It's the black people on that top fucking tier that's parading and dancing and feeding off of us, telling us how hard the struggle is while they're working against us. Because it don't make sense for me to be 36 years old, meaning I'm literally seeing for 36 years the ups and downs of black people in America. I'm remembering this. I'm remembering the Buy Black, Support Black in the 90s, the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. I remember that. I remember when you walk into the store and you see the sign that says black owned. I remember that. That's the reason why when you hear me saying about Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton, I say I didn't want Hillary to win. Donald Trump has to win. Because if Hillary wins, this whole black consciousness, that's just going to go away. If Donald Trump wins, our eyes will still be open. So he has to win. I said if Hillary wins, it's over. Because then the black woman is going to want something through feminism, and then she's going to feel comfortable again. I even said she probably would have went back and permed her hair and everything. You see what I'm saying? But now the sisters, they still got to understand it. They're still a little lost and dizzy right now. But that's why it's time for the black man to stand up. Because their movement was the Black Lives Matter and all that shit like that. All of that was a woman feminist. I mean, not woman feminist. Woman, what's the word I'm looking for? Feminine energy. All of that was a woman feminine energy going on over there. Now that Hillary lost, Donald Trump won, it's time for the black man to stand up. You see what I'm saying? This is an era now of masculinity. This is an era now of competition and competing. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like what we need to be doing now is working on doing everything that we're saying. And if you don't know how, then keep listening, and we'll give out different ways on how to start stuff. Because me, I like to go off of a method of building your foundation and working your way up. Some people like to do shit quick and fast. I'm not a quick and fast person. I'm more of a builder. You see what I'm saying? That way you know that your foundation is steady in what you're doing. You're not walking into something and you're like, oh, shit, what is this? Oh, man, how did this work? No, that's crazy. You should know it all. So, that's how that shit goes. That's one.
Yeah, man. I mean, you pretty much summed it up, but, I mean, it's time for us to get the shit going, man. But the main thing I really want to say is, like, we need to just back up away from all of the rhetoric, man. You know what I'm saying? All of the news, following the news rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? And really just watch the moves of what's going on. Because it's not so much about liking the candidate or, thinking that they're going to come save black America. It's like, we're not supporters of Donald Trump. We don't give a damn about Donald Trump. You know who Donald Trump is. But it's all about keeping his movements, what he's doing in office, and seeing where you fit in. What's affecting you and what's not going to affect you. What's going to help you, what's going to hurt you.
Learn the rules of the game.
So that's really the message. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's really the message. You know what I'm saying? It's like we can sit and talk and have all this shit to talk about the president. We not my president, and that's all cool. But that's really just talk. You know, we really just need to follow what's happening and, you know, get in where you fit in.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's crazy? We think when we see the celebrities interacting, doing that shit, and they're like, I'm not going to see the president. And we like, yeah. No, they're not. They're on the top level. They're on the level where they're protected. We're on the level that we're going to see it. That's really the meat. That's really them. Them saying, go out there now, and I want you to do something so we can pass these laws and make these poor people suffer. And they go out there and they do it, but the media spin it like, look, they're in support, and we're cheering our own demise, and it's like fucking crazy, man. Like we gotta change these narratives. And we have to understand that if you're going to say the white man's the fucking devil, then you can't get shocked and surprised when he do some fucking devilish shit. I always tell people that. Why are you shocked and surprised when the devil do devilish shit? That makes no sense.
The devil will always be the devil. The devil always
Why
be
you
the devil.
Yeah. Go over there and say to yourself, okay, this is what it is. Because, again, one of my examples I always say with the whole story is this. It's like it's the conservative versus the liberal. Now, the conservative, he's at the fishing pond, fishing, getting fish. Then you get some black people come in with his family, black man with his family, kids and stuff. He asks the white man, hey, excuse me, sir, could you lend me some fish and stuff so my family can eat? You know, we're hungry. So the white dude, he goes, get away from me, you know, nigga or whatever. Go feed your own family. So the whites up the hill sees this. They run down when a black man trying to fish. It says, oh, put the stick down. I heard what happened with that racist. Why don't you come up here to the big house with us? We got fish, food, everything, and we have a party. So they go up there, they eat, they have the party, and then the man talks to the white man. The black man talks to the white man. The white man says, hey, you know, if you want, I could pay you to drive me around town. You could be my chauffeur. So he's like, hey, thanks. You know, so he runs to to see his wife. So the black woman says to the husband, to the black man, hey, guess what? They gave me a job cleaning up their house. And now she a maid. So now you're working for people to take care of your family instead of learning to fish, to feed your family. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to sit there now and work for white people and get to the point where you get so comfortable doing it and used to doing it that if somebody say, now, you need to create your own job and take care of your family. Create means that, you know, you like, oh, you racist? No, you should be having an economy to take care of your own people. It's insane for us not to have an economy. It's insane for us to be having to be dependent on other races in order to fucking work, to feed our family, in some cases to eat food. We got to depend on other races. This is crazy.
Right.
Pure madness. Pure madness. Hey. You know what I'm saying? But I see John got a lot more roundups going on. Yeah, you got some more roundups going on and shit, I see. So it's going to be interesting to see what Donald Trump, I just seen, I was deleting some windows, and I seen they said they did another raid of, I was like, damn, well, they out there for real.
Let's get it.
But let me tell you,
you know, the cowboy
that media, the media is a motherfucker, man, because I'm gonna bring up some more stuff tomorrow. I don't know where some of my other articles are. I thought I sent that shit, but I want to talk about the polls and shit. Because I want to talk about the real polls that's going on out here. The majority of motherfuckers out here agree with everything that Trump is doing. The media is feeding you that they're not. You see what I'm saying? And to me, that shit is dangerous. And we're eating that shit up because we don't understand the capitalistic system pyramid, and we don't understand that America ain't shit, ain't never been shit. So don't be trying to look and think, oh, they're going to treat us better. No, this is 2017. No, this is 2017, yes. But guess what? We still in the same hamster wheel we've been since 18-something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, get out of here. But, yeah, let's go ahead and chop this up.
Shit, that's what it is. So tomorrow, shit, we'll see what the topic is.
Yeah. I don't want to keep saying it, and then we're gonna come back tomorrow though. You know what I'm saying? But I am gonna be digging into this little book right here, man, and we're gonna get into this the history of these people that everybody want to be a part of and equal with. I say let them do what they do, and the people that don't want to, let's do what we do and build it up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like Jay-Z said too, you don't need a lot to do a lot. You know what I mean? So you get a small amount of people to create a major situation. So we'll talk about that. So out of here, to the black world, to the black community, we out of here. Anything to say, Smoke?
Till next time. Peace.